Hello and welcome, beautiful, vibrant souls, to today's Pick a Card reading. Welcome back to all of my old friends and welcome to all my new friends joining me for the first time here today. So today's topic is going to be, what is your spiritual superpower? I love doing readings like this. If you're interested in learning more about your own spiritual path, your spiritual gifts, I do offer a variety of readings on topics like those. And I'm also happy to do custom readings. Please feel free to check out my shop link in the description box below. And if you don't see something you like, feel free to DM me because I am happy to make a special reading just for you. Wow, apparently my spiritual superpower is not being able to speak words correctly, at least not today. So with that being said, we have three options in front of us. As usual, we have option 1 with the pink nail polish, option 2 with the like gold glittery thing nail polish, and then option 3 with the red. So feel free to take your time, pause the video if need be, meditate, contemplate on the stacks in front of you, and when you are ready, love bug, head down to the timestamps in the description box below. With that, I'm going to get started with lovely group 1. Okay, hello group 1. So, you guys were attracted to this lovely, can you see? Yeah, this little pale pink kind of nail polish. It's really sweet. I'm just trying to see if I get anything off the bat for you before I dive right on in. I feel like this pile has this kind of, I wouldn't say serious energy, but there's a certain like poise, like spiritual poise and gravity. I feel like you guys are likely to be very old souls. You have a calming effect. I also feel like if you pick this group, whether you see yourself like this or not, you're very spiritually patient. You intuitively understand timing and cycles. And so I feel like you never give off this energy of being like super chaotic. Even if you like feel hectic, sometimes I feel like other people see you again as very poised, very balanced, because you intuitively kind of understand that things move in cycles. Yeah. So I like that. That's really nice. Let's see what you have for your oracle cards. You have, ooh, okay, Spinderella with transition. I love it. You've got cracking the cosmic egg, card 48. That would reduce to a 12, which reduces to a 3 because I can do math. You guys have, ooh, the Horn God with life force. Alrighty, is that in the frame, you guys? Yeah, okay, cool. This is card 33, so that reduces to a 6, but it's also a master number. You have, ooh, Aries, okay. And I'm really drawn into your desires regarding. Okay. You have chop wood. Okay, so that's 42. That also reduces to a 6. There we go. You've got, for your tarot, the 2 of Cups reversed. I almost want to go like this way, interestingly enough, so I'm going to do it, but, oh yeah, there we go. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. Lovely. And the 9 of Pentacles. Excellent. Okay. Oh, you know what, you guys? I realized I accidentally put my tarot deck across the room. Let me just grab that in case we need clarifiers. Okay, can't believe I forgot that. Sorry, guys. I like to have it nearby, and I was convinced I was ready to go, but apparently I am a liar. Okay. So, first of all, something I want to say is I think if you were drawn to this group, you're very balanced in your masculine, feminine energies. And with the wheel here, this is, again, really being aware of those cycles. Sorry if you can hear my stomach grumbling. I just had breakfast not too long before I did this. Excuse my burp. So very, very in touch with both feminine and masculine energies here. And we have this with like the egg imagery as well as the Horn God here. You know, and actually, I'm going to just, like, peep the guidebook really quickly for cracking the cosmic egg because I am still learning this deck. Y'all, I opened right up to it. That was bonkers. Okay, it's cool. It's cool. We're fine here. Not freaking out at all. Okay, yeah, so that's exactly what I thought. I was like, I'm pretty sure this one's more of a feminine energy. So cracking the cosmic egg is very much an energy about creativity. So once again, I feel like you're very, also too, like, look at, even with this being the horn god, which is more of a masculine energy, there's like night and day, right? So there's the balance of the masculine and the feminine kind of represented here. You're very in touch with your own cycles. You're very in touch with the timing of the universe. You're very in touch with both your masculine and feminine sides, right? And with the Two of Cups reversed, I also feel like you can balance these energies. Like, you can tell really well. You're very sensitive to your own internal, like, energy ecosystem. So when you get out of balance, you notice much more quickly. I think you're also very able to flow seamlessly between more of your light and shadow sides, your masculine feminine sides. You're able to flow between the two sides of yourself, right, with this transition energy, and you utilize this to make it through the major transitions of your life. And I feel like with chop wood, you're able to accomplish a lot because you're able to, this has very much like a pentacles kind of energy to it. You're able to be very patient with yourself, with the timing, with the cycles of your experience. You're not afraid to put in the hard work, and we see this here. With the Aries energy, you're not afraid to take charge and go after what it is that you deeply desire. And you know what I'm almost getting with the Two of Cups reversed in this situation is that you're, and you know, coupled with the Nine of Pentacles, is you're not afraid to do things alone, right? You may also have like the easiest time managing and regulating your energy when you're alone. So you might be somebody who, I feel like if you work in a group, you tend to like to be the leader. But generally speaking, you might be somebody who, because I don't feel like you guys don't like to work in a group. I just feel like you might work better alone. And this is because you can regulate your own energy better when you're by yourself. You've got this beautiful divine feminine energy of creativity and receptivity and a lot of, excuse me, a lot of very divinely inspired and guided ideas. And like concepts and projects, and you have this masculine energy that helps you take control and take charge and take action when you need to, especially with whatever it is that your heart really desires. I feel like you're very spiritually in tune with your path, with your mission, with your cycles, with your life purpose. And again, with chop wood here, you're not afraid to do the work. You're not afraid to let things happen step by step by step. And I know it might not sound like a huge superpower kind of on the surface, but that's a really important thing, especially with manifestation. This has very much like 10th house. You're really building a legacy for yourself kind of energy. I do want to pull you guys another card because I feel like I'm not getting quite all the information here. So like, what else is going on? Oh, okay. All right. I see. I can take a hint. Excuse me. Yeah, the Hanged Man's at the bottom, by the way. So I feel like you're not afraid to gain a new perspective on your situation. You're not afraid to take a break and try to see things from a different angle. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Also very divinely guided, again, very inspired. So let's see. Okay, you have the 10 of Cups reversed as well. I feel like it's really interesting because these are both really, really positive cards. But they're both reversed here. I'm going to pull you one more. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm like, this isn't the whole story, and I know it. All right, it's this one. Yeah, okay, the 4 of Cups. So here's what I kind of feel like is going on. If you chose this group, I think your spiritual superpower is best served, like, not served, best represented when you're on your own. You work best on your own. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to always like be on your own, but in terms of like utilizing your spiritual powers, yes, those work best when you're on your own. Because you have 2 cards here about union, happiness, fulfillment. In the traditional tarot, it's the couple on the 2 of Cups that you see later on the 10 of Cups, if I'm not mistaken, because it's the same house in the background. Excuse me. And they've really built like this huge, what's the word? they've just like built this beautiful life, you know. And for some of you with these two coming up together, you've really learned a lot and you've gained a lot of wisdom through some really challenging experiences in love and with family, like really challenging emotional experiences. And these have taught you to be more independent and these have taught you to be very grounded in yourself. I don't want to just say independent, right? Because it's more than that. Very grounded in yourself, and very to value your freedom. I feel like for a lot of you, if you chose this group, you might be a little bit more quiet or a little more reserved or not like to talk as lot. I don't know, that like to talk as much because I'm having trouble getting the words out. But I feel like you've really learned through your experiences to value your freedom above all else. Or just to like really value the time that you spend alone. I feel like if you pick this group, you might feel the most grounded. You might feel the best when you're alone. And that might be a challenge for you throughout this life journey, is to, especially with this Aries energy too, is to make peace with that, right? And again, it's not saying you're not going to have happiness or, you know, a loving partnership or, you know, a happy home and family. It's just in terms of your spiritual power, you work best when you're by yourself because your energy is very balanced and yet also very complex. And it's the most easy to regulate when you're by yourself. I'm also getting here too for some of you, just because she's got the headphones and she's touching her left one. You might be clairaudient. You might hear high-pitched ringing in your left ear a lot, or like you might, like when you're channeling, if you're clairaudient, you might hear out of your left ear more often than not. Excuse me. I feel like too, because you're very old souls with this kind of pink color, because I was drawn into it again, I feel like you bring a lot of very like divine wisdom through love to other people, and you need a lot of time to recharge your batteries. And I feel like you've experienced this, or you gained this wisdom through some very challenging experiences. And you really like work to overcome those pretty heavily. And something I'm almost getting, because look, we have the rainbow here, and we have the rainbow coming out of this cup on this version of the Four of Cups. Again, something I'm almost kind of getting is that you might prefer to be alone, or you might go through a period of time in your life where you prefer to be alone just because you've had these very, very challenging experiences, and you've kind of, you know, throughout your travels, throughout your journey here, you may have kind of come to equivocate time alone with this happiness, this abundance, this freedom, and this feeling like you're in alignment with the universe, like the universe is looking out for you. I also feel like this is kind of here because it's kind of indicating that, like, you guys have a very, very potent, powerful energy when it comes to manifesting. And I feel like you have to be very, very careful about who you give your energy to, but whose energy is allowed to make an imprint on you. It's very, very important because it impacts how you manifest. Because if I'm really drawn in on the horn god to this little acorn right here, right? Especially where he's holding this snake. Snakes can be, you know, about deception and treachery, but they're also about healing and transformation. So I feel like it's like, because he's holding it, he's like, what are you up to? It's kind of this energy of like, you have to be really cautious and conscientious about who you let near you, because you have to find out if they're gonna heal you or if they're gonna hurt you, right? And I don't mean that literally. I mean that in the sense of like, if their energy is going to be a help or a hindrance to you. And I think just over time, especially through some maybe very challenging relationships, you've had to learn that the hard way. And as you get older, this makes you more prone to default to being by yourself, until you really get to know someone and trust them, and you can trust their energy for sure. I think that's why we have this Four of Cups here. And again, the reason for this is that your, you know, if I just sum it up so far, that your spiritual superpowers, you can make anything happen. And especially look how wide this doorway is, right? And there's the light shining in. It's like you can, anything you can think of, anything you can plan, anything you can dream of, anything you can create with the cosmic egg imagery here, you can make into your reality. You have the best of both worlds. You have a very balanced energy between masculine and feminine. You're very much, when you're in a balanced, grounded place, you're very, very much in alignment with the universe, with your universal purpose, your path. And you're able to move mountains. You cast a long shadow, essentially. Like, you have a big job while you're here. You have a lot of power. You wield a lot of power. And as a result, it's very, very important for you to spend time by yourself. I'm sorry, I do want to pull you guys some more cards because I'm having trouble teasing out some of what this is, and I want to know why, because I'm spiritually nosy. Okay. Excuse me. All right, so we have the Sun coming out reversed, which is Leo energy. We have the Emperor, which is Aries energy, so more Aries. Yeah, we have the Five of Swords reversed. And the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Interesting. So, like, you're toting this Emperor energy, right? For some of you, I do have to say, you might identify outwardly as feminine. And that might make it kind of a little bit of a challenge if you have this very masculine energy. Just because it's kind of like you might have to sort of discover what you want in juxtaposition with what's expected of you. You know, maybe there are expectations for, you know, you might go through expectations for you to like get married and have a family, right? And that's kind of like the ultimate goal here. And you might kind of go through this period of time of really having to decide what is right for you as an individual, what's right for you on your path. And that might kind of ruffle some feathers. Because what I'm seeing here with this combination coming out, you know, the Sun is the most positive card in the deck. And when it's reversed, it's like a yes, but to me, right? So it's like, yes, but things will happen differently than you expect. Yes, but it takes more time than you might think. You know, yes, but adjustments need to be made, things like that, right? So what I'm kind of seeing here is if this is like the yes, but this is to me saying, and like the Eight of Pentacles and this Chop Wood card have very similar energy. This is to me saying you can have what it is that you want, but it might require some type of shift in perspective or action, right? And especially where the Emperor came out looking at these two cards, the Five of Swords reversed and the Eight of Pentacles reversed. I feel like there's something where, you know, this is all about really honing your craft. This is about working super duper hard. Really, you know, really teaching yourself, really learning, really spending the time, especially with the moon phases here, evolving, transforming, you know, going through these massive cycles. So sometimes here with these two, I feel like you might struggle and have a lot of like mental anguish and anxiety about the transitions that you need to make in your life to fully step into your power, because you have this very masculine energy, and you're here, quite simply, you're here to get shit done. But I do feel like you struggle and you fight yourself a little bit. And what I'm kind of seeing with this is like your spiritual power is that you are here to be a leader. Especially I'm really noticing with the transition energy and the skull here, it's like you are here to lead out of like the dust, right? When things seem like they've been decimated, this is where you are going to shine and take charge. You are going to take, you know, make something out of nothing. You're going to take disaster and tragedy and turn it into something excellent, right? You're going to alchemize it into something amazing. And that's like kind of your special superpower here, your special spiritual power. But the only advice that I'm really seeing from Spirit in this regard is to not doubt yourself and to not hold yourself back from the, like I said, the evolutions and the phases that you need to move through and go through, because they're all a part of your path and part of your personal evolution. You have a lot of power, you hold a lot of power, and you're going to be a leader for a lot of people. A lot of people are going to look up to you. A lot of people are going to look to you to learn how to be empowered. And this is why you're being encouraged not to hold yourself back from the things that you most deeply desire. Now, again, that doesn't mean it can't be, you know, a partnership and family, not at all. But to make sure that whatever it is that you really pursue is what you desire, what you really, really want. And to not feel any shame about going after that you know, sorry, you can hear my stomach rumbling, going after that outcome or the process by which you evolve in order to get there. So yeah, I think that is just about everything that I'm seeing here for group 1. So if I had to kind of like sum it all up once again, your special superpower, you're incredibly balanced in your masculine, feminine energy. You're able to alchemize really negative energy into something very positive. And I do feel you are destined for this very intense leadership position. A lot of people are going to look to you. So that's a really cool superpower to have. Special, I say superpower, but spiritual power, same thing. That's a really amazing spiritual power to wield, and I'm sure you'll do very well with it. That's about everything I have for group 1. I hope this has been helpful. I'm wishing you guys the best, brightest, most beautiful things that life has to offer. With that, I'm going to move on to group 2. Bye, guys. Okay, hi group 2. Excuse me. All right, I feel like you guys are fun. Y'all are fun. Y'all are here to have fun. So if you're not having fun, you gotta get on that. You guys might have like a really good sense of humor. That might be kind of part of your skill set and your gifts. But yeah, let's see. This is a very like childlike 5th house kind of energy. So let's see what you have, because I'm already liking this. So you have, oh, okay. You got Rihanna with dominance. My goodness. All right, you have, ooh, the Storyteller's Jewels, card 32, so that reduces to a 5. Y'all got, ooh, okay, the Queen of Elfame, Magic and Beauty. So this is card 29, that reduces to an 11, which reduces to a 2. You have, oh, I'm making a mess. Sorry, you guys, it's gonna bug me until I fix the fabric. You have, okay, so we have Pisces. I'm really drawn to this one. It says resulting from the indecision of or about. Okay. Excuse me. I was also really drawn into your dreams as I put it down, so I want to just kind of make note of that now. You guys have, ooh, regeneration. I like this. So this is card 46, that reduces to a 10/1. For your tarot, you guys only had 2 tarot cards, I thought. All right, I'm going to pull you guys an extra because everybody got 3. So you have the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Cups reversed. Interesting. And I do want to pull you guys an extra because I think that that's important. Okay. So you guys also had, oh, the King of Pentacles reversed. Okay. This is a lot going on. I'm going to put this out here. This is kind of a mixed bag. So you may identify with some of these. You may identify with many of them, you know, only one of them. You may also find that these are different. It's like you're kind of a shapeshifter energy. These are different roles you play at different times in your life journey. So first of all, let's start off with this dominance card. I feel like, I don't know why I'm getting, again, this like playful energy, especially with the King and Queen reversed. And we have 3 court cards for your tarot. So these are all people. Again, you have this shapeshifter quality. Maybe that's what this is that I'm really picking up on, is that you have a lot of fun, and you have a lot of fun telling stories and being a part of a story. You might be like a naturally gifted storyteller in general. And I feel like you're, how do I say this? I feel like you do best when you are part of your story, right? Because I'm almost getting with this dominance card, right? Like, obviously it makes me think of like BDSM stuff. But you know, part of why I think BDSM can appeal to people is because you're playing with power dynamics, right? And what are power dynamics but a way of telling a story in its own right? I know, very lofty of me. But what I kind of feel like is that you guys do best when you are telling the story, like you're acting it out. You might literally like to you might be an actor. You might like acting in general. You might like script writing, something like that. But you like to tell a story, right? Because what I'm thinking about with like a dom is like somebody who likes to, you know, create a scene and then they act it out with their, you know, with their partner or partners, you know. I feel like you like to experiment with who you can be. You might be somebody who changes their style a lot, who has very eclectic taste, because these people are all dressed very differently. We have a lot of people here, right? And with regeneration, I feel like you're not afraid to kind of just like start from scratch all over again. Especially too because Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, so this is all about, you know, wrap-ups. I feel like you're not afraid to start all over again. I did want to mention, first of all, we have Pisces energy here. We have air energy, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have, excuse me, water energy, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, all represented here. So any of those may be applicable to you. The only thing we're really missing is fire. But yeah, I feel like, especially too, because look, on the Queen of Elfame, is it in the frame? Can you see? Yeah, okay. She's got the mirror and she's got the pearl. And if you've been with us for a moment on this journey, you'll know that I talk about the whole pearl thing a lot. But, you know, pearls are always making me think of, you know, pearls of wisdom. So it's not only the wisdom that we've learned, but the way that pearls are created is that an irritant will get into the shell of a mollusk and really irritate the soft tissue. Usually it's sand, but not always. It'll irritate the soft tissue, and as a result, the mollusk secretes a substance called nacre. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's spelled N-A-C-R-E. And this is that pearly iridescent kind of substance that we know pearls to be made of, and it will just coat the irritant over and over and over and over again to try to get it to stop irritating the soft tissue, right? So a pearl of wisdom to me is not just the wisdom of your experiences and your lessons. It's when you've really had to overcome an irritation or a challenge with time, patience, and repeated effort, right? And what I'm almost getting here with the mirror and the pearl is that it's like by being these different versions of yourself, you get to find out what's true to you and what's not. So you might be somebody where you're always on to the next thing, right? Like, and you might be that kind of person, you get a new hobby and like that becomes like the huge part of your identity. You might like to be on the road a lot with this Knight of Swords as well. Or you're always like on to the next thing because he is like gunning for that motorcycle. He's all about it. And we do have the wolf imagery on the King of Pentacles, so you might like to do things kind of alone, or you like to be in charge. But I feel that through all of your experiences. I like how we have a lot of like the Fae represented here as well. I feel like you've got this, like, again, this fun, cheeky kind of energy. But there is a serious side to you, and I feel like this is something not many people get to see. You learn a lot through the different versions of yourself that you are. You're also able to connect with a lot of different people because it's like you've lived 1,000 different versions of yourself. You might be somebody who naturally really heavily mirrors other people. So you might be, you might kind of identify as like a clairsentient or an empath, or you just are like really prone to mirroring others. Excuse me. Especially with this Queen of Cups reverse. Because like what I see here as well is that you're, you know, she's incredibly empathic. But because we have the Queen and the King reverse and they're both, you know, very mature energies, is that I feel like sometimes it's hard for you to get grounded. Sometimes I think you end up mirroring other people so much that it's hard for you to ground yourself in knowing who you are, right? And look at all the books on the shelf like behind him, right? It's like, again, storytelling, something about stories here. You've lived many different lifetimes. You've been the main character in many different types of stories. And I feel like you do end up, you're very adaptable. You're very much able to adapt to whatever environment you're in. We do have mutable energy with Pisces showing up. Your energy is very agile, if that makes sense. And once again, with the regeneration is that you're not afraid to start from scratch. You're not afraid to start all over again. You know, this might be, you might have had to have moved a lot, and this is where you kind of learn this skill set. Or you might just like to be nomadic, and this kind of is part of that lifestyle, right? They kind of support each other, where having this sort of being this type of person might help you, might encourage you to pursue that lifestyle, and having this type of lifestyle might support this kind of skill set that you naturally have. And so we have this rabbit right here as well. So I want to say, because this always makes me think of the Queen of Pentacles, since she's the only card in the tarot that traditionally has a rabbit on the card. I do feel like this helps you find abundance, right? People find you very enchanting, very beautiful. People also find you very interesting, very wise. And this is what I mean when I say I think there's a lot more to you. And it's like when people get to know you, that's when they get to see your wisdom. That's when they get to see what you've experienced. Yeah, and that's when they get to see just the full picture of the life that you have lived. And with the number 5 showing up here, because we reduced 32 down to a 5, I think when people get closer to you, that's when they realize that there's a lot of layers to you, there's a lot of depth, and it oftentimes is born on the back of struggle. And it's like there's like this secret little bit of kind of like a little bit of a somber energy, but people have to really hang in there and get to know you before they know that part of you. Excuse me. Another benefit with the rabbit here, and I was really drawn into your dreams as well, is that I feel like because you have you've walked this path of many identities, many hobbies, many skill sets. You've really, you're a jack of all trades, so to speak, is that you can usually find a way to make your dreams a reality. You have a lot of spiritual kind of like, again, very much the Fae. You have a lot of support from the Fae. They like your ways. It's really fun. I like it a lot. But you're able to like find really creative ways to make your dreams a reality. And with this dominance energy, I feel like you're not afraid to go after what it is that you want. You're not afraid to, like I said, I've said it a million times, start again. And I know that's like, yeah, okay, whatever, but that's actually a huge skill set. A lot of people kind of get really married to one idea. And I feel like you're very flexible about how things come into your life and when they leave. Sorry if you guys can hear the geese outside my window. But yeah, your power is that you're able to be, your spiritual power is you're able to be very agile, especially because the Knight of Swords is the only court card that came out upright. Very much in your thoughts and how you communicate and how you take action forward. You're very untethered. You're very free. And you can blend in with a lot of different people. And it's not even just blending in just to like, just to blend in, right? Just to like hide out from something else. It's blending in order to learn. Like you really assume a persona. You really get entrenched in, exploring a belief system, learning a new skill set, a new friend group, right? Immersing yourself in a new culture. You really get invested in it. And as a result, no matter how short or long a time you spend in that energy, you absorb so much of the benefits of it, right? You essentially, like reap all it has to offer. And this makes you a very multifaceted person and a very, like a very capable kind of energy, because you can do a little bit of everything. So you're able to fit in, excuse me, in many different scenarios, many different groups of people, and in many different areas. Like you're very, very agile is the only word that keeps coming to mind. So I think that is just about everything I'm seeing. I do want to actually make one more note, because this was the other thing. I was like, there's one other thing I was drawn to. I was drawn to resulting from the indecision of or about initially. And this is the only kind of word of caution I do want to put out here with these two cards as well. Is like we were talking about before, not to get so sucked in by other people's energy that you don't know your own, but also not to get so reliant on constant change that you struggle then to ground, right? Because that's just as bad as being like, that's just as, not bad, but disadvantageous as being very, very stuck in one way of doing things is very, very stuck in no way of doing things, right? You need a mixture of both. And so that's the only thing I could see being a potential problem is like, you know, just to be mindful about not making a decision is making a decision, right? Moving around a lot or always going from thing to thing to thing is a way of investing your time as well, right? So it's just kind of being mindful about what do you want to have to show at the end of a period of time or at the end of this life journey, right? If you want to look back and be like, wow, I had so many experiences and it's like all this variety, that's awesome. And if you want to be able to look back and be like, shoot, I kind of wish I had, like settled in one place or, owned a home or started a family, something like that. That's fine too. It would just be a different focus. So just be, the only thing, like word of caution is to just be mindful that you spend enough time with your authentic self that you know what is for you and what's not for you, so you can make the best and most empowered decisions for yourself. So I think that is just about everything I'm seeing for group 2. I hope this has been helpful, love bugs. I am wishing you guys the best, brightest, most beautiful things that life has to offer. And with that, I'm going to move on to group 3. Bye, guys. Okay. Hi, group 3. All right, so you guys immediately off the bat were like, I was picking up big like Scorpio, Mars, Aries kind of energy here, especially Scorpio. I feel like there's a lot of power here. This has this energy of like, I'm not here to screw around. And I'm like, oh, yes, okay, yep, I hear you. So I feel like you guys wield a lot of very intense spiritual power. Like I said, you might have like a lot of Scorpio placements, a lot of Pluto placements, a lot of Mars placements. This just feels like very intense. So, or have like very important placements in your 8th house or something like that. Excuse me. So let's see what you have. You got Lotto with instinct. You see that? Yeah, okay. You've got, Hag of the Oak Grove. This is card 2, in case that's important. You got, the Sword. Card 38, that reduces to an 11, which reduces to a 2. With Aspiration. Look at that little dragon boy. Love him. You have, Mars. Okay, I was really drawn into action here. That's so funny. I don't even see these before I do this. You've got, I'm trying to fix this. It's driving me nuts. Okay. You've got Breathe. This is card 29, which reduces to an 11, which reduces to 2. Okay, so 11/2 are important numbers for y'all. So this year, because it's 2022, and this is a timeless reading, but because it's 2022 at the time of filming this year might be a really big one for you. So, your tarot, you've got, the King of Cups reversed. That's so interesting because group 2 had the Queen of Cups reversed. You've got the 2 of Pentacles reversed. And, wow, the 10 of Pentacles reversed. Okay, I think I see where this is going. Hang on. Let me just kind of like to tune in here. There we go. Tune in. Okay. So, yeah, this is sort of in alignment with what we were just talking about. First of all, Hag of the Oak Grove, this can be about wisdom, but this is like, excuse me, this is like, kind of like this, I think the book utilizes the word somber, and that's an appropriate term here. There's like a seriousness or like a slight melancholy sort of energy around this wisdom. And with the oak tree reference, this is very much like the 10 of Pentacles kind of energy. So what I feel like is, in terms of what your spiritual power is, first of all, you guys have insane intuition. Like, I know this isn't what she's doing, but Lada looks like she's just like, damn, my intuition, I can't even handle it. That's kind of the energy here. Excuse me. So very knowledgeable, very wise, very claircognizant. You might be a human bullshit meter. Like you know what to do. Like and with breathe here, this is because so if you can't, sorry, I'm just noticing this. There's a little light around her crown chakra area, and we have the same thing going on with the King of Cups here. So you guys are very spiritually attuned. Your crown chakra is like wide open. Very enlightened here. Very spiritually powerful. And I feel like you have a lot of wisdom, and you act on this wisdom on instinct. And I don't think it's very conscious, because like, look, their eyes are closed, their eyes are closed, her eyes are closed, his eyes are closed, her eyes are closed. The only people whose eyes aren't closed is this cool little dragon buddy, and then everybody on the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like for a lot of you, with this combination of the King of Cups and the Two of Pentacles reversed, I feel like you have been led very much by, yes, by your emotions, but again, by your intuition, by your spiritual knowing, by the messages from spirit, the enlightenment you've received from, you know, past lives, from your spiritual team, from your collective. You are very led by that, because look at, she's got her little moon that she's holding at, yeah, like holding on to. But I do feel like this has sometimes either thrown you off balance, because we don't really live in a world where there's a lot of room for that. This is either throwing you off balance, or what I feel like for many of you is that this has forced you to make decisions that have been very challenging, especially with the sword here. And look at, there's like this like light coming off the sword, same as there is here and here. And was it just those two? Maybe it was. But it's like you've had to, again, your intuition is just so crazy on point. But I do feel like, so like I feel like you know what to do, right? We have a lot of lotus imagery, like you know what to do. And in order to follow your intuition, and you may fight this at different times in your life, especially when you're younger, and then this becomes less of a fight the older you get. I feel like you're put in this position, at least at some pivotal points in your life, where you have to take action. And it means that to follow your divine instinct, your divine guidance, your intuition, it puts you in a position to make a choice. Because I feel like what it is making you choose between is what you've known with the Ten of Pentacles. So this might be family, this might be more traditional structures, this might be things that have been with you for a very, very long time. With the dog here, things that you either feel very loyal to or feel like you should be loyal to. It's like you're forced in pivotal moments in your lifetime to make a choice, to take action in a certain direction. And I feel like this is something where you're being pushed to take action in the direction of your spiritual knowing and aspirations, right? Because you already know what to do. You know what you need to do in order to move forward spiritually. And I feel like you have this intuitive understanding of like that kind of concept of like, you can only ignore your intuition for so long, right? You're going to eventually stall out and things won't really move forward in your life. So by not heeding your intuition, you're only delaying the inevitable. And that doesn't make it easier. And this is maybe why we have like the Lotto on this card just kind of looks like she's, you know, got kind of the weight of the world on her shoulders. And like I said, so many cards here, their eyes are closed, right? Is that you've really learned to see through your intuition, through your third eye. You've really learned to trust that above all else, right? Especially with this woman with her eyes shut, but we have this like huge oak imagery. It's like you have found your own actual Ten of Pentacles through your spirituality. I feel like for a lot of you, this is through your spiritual team, your spiritual gifts, and through your spiritual work. But I do feel like this is, again, with a heavy heart sometimes that you end up doing this. And I'm really drawn into the word confronting right now. I feel like you've had to confront different situations and people and parts of your life excuse me, that take you further away from your spiritual goal. I want to pull a few cards for you guys on this, just because I'm really curious about this. Oh, all right, Page of Cups came flying out. The Four of Pentacles. Yeah, and the Four of Cups. Do I want one more? Yeah, I do. Spiritually nosy. Yeah, the Seven of Swords. Okay. All right, so we have more water energy. Again, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, as we see with the King of Cups. Whenever I see a king or queen and then the page of the same suit, I immediately think of a parent-child relationship. And with the Ten of Pentacles, this could be where you've had to really set some boundaries with family, with a parent in particular. I feel like for you, these gifts have been with you since childhood. You've been very aware of these gifts since childhood. I think with the, the pig that flies here, crazy things have happened to you, and it's like impossible things happen, and that made you kind of believe. But the thing, so I'm really drawn to as well, right? All of the dragon is on land, except for a little bit of his tail is still in the water, right? And we have somebody sitting on a rock where there's water all around, but they're not in it, and somebody on the lily pad where there's water all around, but she's not in it. So water represents our emotions, and this guy's sitting on a little bench thing here. I feel like the kind of like what we were talking about, the thing that's difficult here is that there are times in your life where it's hard to act on your knowing because you have very pure emotional attachment and investment in the situation of the person, right? And with the Four of Pentacles, again, somebody's got their eyes closed. This is what's making you want to hold on at different times. I also feel like people want to hold on to you. And it's like this energy of like, they throw you off balance and you have to put some boundaries up or put distance between you. And I feel like it's very challenging for you. And as a result, with this Four of Cups and the Seven of Swords here, can you see that? Yeah. I feel like sometimes Spirit's trying to offer you something really, really beautiful, something very exciting. But there is this hesitancy to take it, or there's even this self-sabotage tendency, or just like running away from the truth, right? Running away from your spiritual truth because you know it's going to mean having to say goodbye to people or having to put up some like significant boundaries. And I do feel like there's a little bit of that hesitation and that fear because I do feel like because so many of these figures are by themselves, right? She's by herself, she's by herself, this dragon's by himself, King of Cups by himself, she's by herself. They're both by themselves, she's by herself. The only one who's not is this like family imagery, and that's why I feel like this has to do with family predominantly. The only one who's not by themselves here is the family, and this is why I feel like sometimes you might struggle to take action on what you know you have to do, because look, there's the sun here, and that's our enlightenment, but it's like cloudy as well. And it's like you can know what you have to do and still struggle to do it, because I do feel like there is this sense of loneliness, this sense of, and this is where that somber kind of energy comes in, because you do have that knowledge, you have that wisdom, that spiritual power, like you're wielding some serious spiritual power, but there's that kind of like heavy is the head that wears the crown energy going on here, because I think that this power has forced you to kind of need to let go of some people or some things that either you love very much or love you very much, or both. And I feel like this has happened multiple times. This is not, like a one-time thing where you had to walk away from somebody. It's like, in order to keep progressing on your spiritual path, you have to keep walking away. You have to keep being the one to say no. And I do feel like that's especially tough as well, because people will get like upset with you. People will, because other people don't understand, right? They're not as advanced spiritually. So they don't understand the concept of like, I can't, I need to pursue a certain path, or they don't really understand the concept of like, this isn't good for my energy, right? We're still, as a culture, we don't really know that much about energy dynamics, and we're just kind of barely starting to talk about this more. And I feel like you're intuitively very aware, even if it's not like a conscious thought you have, you're very aware of how to keep your energy in balance, and you're very aware of anything that throws you off balance. And with instinct here as well, it's like your intuition's so sharp, and it's been with you since childhood, that I think sometimes it might be hard for you to articulate, right? It's like, to you, this is just what life is like. And so if other people don't have that, it's like, why don't you understand when I say I need to go? Or why don't you understand when I say I think, our time together has run its course, or something like that. It's like, you're trying to be nice about it. You're trying to like let it go peacefully, and other people are like upset with you about it, and that just kind of rubs salt in the wound of already having to say goodbye to people and places and things that you love that aren't in alignment with you anymore. Yeah, I kind of want to just pull you guys like a couple more cards. Whoop, okay. Literally a couple more cards. Damn. There's a 7 of Wands at the bottom in reverse. So again, I feel like there's a need to be in surrender to spirit, which is so much easier said than done. But the 2 cards that went flying out for you were the Knight of Cups and the King of Swords. And so what I feel like Spirit's really trying to encourage you to do, again, more water, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and then air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What Spirit's really trying to encourage you to do is to not be afraid of moving forward in the direction that you feel intuitively drawn to, but emotionally drawn to. And also too, because I'm really noticing the little letter right here, not to fear things left unsaid. Sometimes, as hard as it is, sometimes that mystery is really necessary for a part of somebody's journey and a part of their spiritual evolution. And so you might agonize over, did I say the right thing? Are they understanding where I'm coming from? Did I hurt their feelings? And that's a noble thing to want to be cognizant of. But I think what Spirit's trying to kind of draw your attention to is that sometimes there are things and feelings and energies and experiences that are so vast, they really escape capture in words, right? Especially with the sword here too, I feel like you're very conscientious, in the King of Swords, you're very conscientious about how you speak to people, about how you communicate with others. And I feel like this is Spirit letting you know that sometimes people are just not going to get it. No matter how many words you use, you're not going to find the right ones, because they're not at the point yet where they are spiritually open enough to understand what you're trying to convey, right? And another thing I'm noticing, because the King is looking at the Knight, once again, this is saying, don't be afraid to follow your heart and follow your intuition, follow that nudge from Spirit, and to follow what it is, like move in the direction of what it is you most deeply desire. Because the King of Swords is not only the man with a plan, he's incredibly decisive, and he does not doubt his decision making, right? Especially with the King of Cups reversed, if you're somebody who you can get kind of, you can get stuck in your feels because you feel so deeply and you're a very intuitive person. This is really encouraging you to like, all right, take the King down to a Knight for a little bit, let the King of Swords kind of steer the ship, but to more than anything else, really trust your decision making, because your instincts, your intuition, when you're feeling the vibes, this is on point. Like, you would not believe. You are spot on. Trust your wisdom and try to find a sense of excitement and joy and happiness, because whenever you leave something behind, you're always heading towards something better and more in alignment. Never doubt the action you need to take, is really what I'm getting. And if you're never sure, with the breathe card here as well, meditation in whatever form is best for you will be really helpful in this process. And also, don't be afraid to spend time alone, because you need a lot of time to kind of cleanse your energy and recharge and recalibrate, especially with this 2 of Pentacles reversed. So, summing it all up, what's your spiritual superpower? You're psychic AF, and you have intuition for days. Do not doubt it. You have a lot of spiritual power and wisdom. And you really instill and incite change in the lives of everyone, like everyone's life that you touch. I was going to say in the lives of everyone you touch, and I was going to be like, whoa, nope, that's not what I mean. So yeah, I think that's just about everything I have for you today. I hope this was helpful. If you are looking for a reading like this for yourself, please feel free to check out my shop link in the description box below. And I also do custom readings. It's been an honor, a joy, and a delight to get to read for you today. And I am looking forward to doing so in the future. Have a wonderful, bright, blessed day, love bugs. Take care. Bye.